Okay, so cannoli roll under your spine or a bolster is fine. You want to lay down, cover yourself with a blanket if that's appropriate. You want to get comfortable and you want to make sure that you feel warm and you can be at ease. Good, okay. So taking your time to adjust, taking your time to make sure that your body can relax. We'll begin with it would be considered a pranayama practice, right? Because when we're practicing soham, we're practicing a focus upon breath. And so being that inhale, that cooling, that calming, and then hum, the exhale, expressing the heat, expressing that vibration from within you. And as we engage in this practice, try to make your so's a little bit shorter. So you're going to hear that short so, and then your hum's very long. We want to lengthen hum. And the reason is, in order to calm our bodies, in order to calm our minds, in order to relax, we take in less air and we express more. And so the opposite would be true if we were trying to energize, if we were trying to move energy around, we would want to take longer inhales and express shorter exhales. So starting with inhale, so, and then long exhales, hum, so, hum, so, hum, and hearing that sound vibration. Continue to focus on that flow and movement, on that sound vibration of your breath for a few more rounds. Begin to let your attention, your effort of breathing, your effort of focusing on that sound relax. And just become a casual observer, stepping back and just listening, just feeling instead of intentionally directing. And now we'll begin that process of body scanning, mindfully moving our awareness around our body, focusing upon a singular part or point briefly, relaxing that part or point, and then moving on. And you're welcome to repeat that body part name or place after I say it aloud in order to reinforce your focus. So we'll begin by bringing our awareness all the way down to our toes, down to your right big toe. Focus your mind upon your right big toe and relax your right big toe. Second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe. And pinky toe. Relax the sole of your right foot. Top of your right foot. Right ankle. Right calf. Right shin. Relax your right knee. Right thigh. Outer right hip. In front of right hip. Relax your right leg from hip to toes. Shift your awareness to your left side, to your left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Relax the sole of your left foot, top of left foot, left ankle, left shin, and calf, left knee, left thigh, outer left hip, front of left hip. And relax your left leg from hip to toes. Let your awareness move back to your right side, to your right hand, to your right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Relax your right palm and back of your right hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Relax your right arm from shoulder to fingertips. Bring your awareness to left side, to left hand, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Relax left palm, back of hand. Wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Relax left arm from shoulder to fingertips. Bring your awareness to pelvic floor. Gluteals. Sacrum. Abdomen. Relax your belly. Low back. Chest. Shoulder blades. Relax your neck, jaw, cheeks, brow, head. Feel your body relax completely. Feel it untense. Feel it soften. Feel your body release, holding. Feel it exhale. And become aware of the space, the quiet, the peace. Allow yourself to remain there in that peaceful, quiet space. And in your mind, begin to focus. In your mind, hear your own voice, repeating the Shakti Bija mantra. Om, Aim, Hrim, Shrim. Allow this sound vibration, this string of sounds to repeat over and over in your head. Om, Aim, Hrim, Shrim. No need to connect it to your breath. Simply repeat it, focusing your mind over and over again. Om, Aim, Hrim, Shrim. Notice if your habit is to repeat it rapidly or slowly, to shorten the words, to say them quickly, to lengthen the sounds, to elongate the vibration. Begin to feel the power of each sound, the power of Om to clear the space, to give you a sense of openness, of opportunity, of freedom. The power of Aim, empowering you, reminding you that you are strong of body, of will, of mind. The power of Hrim, to move your own life force, to vibrate prana. And the power of Shrim, to flow into harmony, into sukha, ease, into sattva. And as you continue to repeat the sound vibrations, Om, Aim, Hrim, Shrim, feel the effects of this repetition. Feel these sounds affecting you. Feel your body vibrating with opportunity, with power, with intention. In harmony. And now begin to add breath to sound. Each time you inhale, trying to make each breath long enough so that you can repeat the mantra fully. Each exhale long enough so you can get through one full string of sounds. Begin to make your in-breaths and out-breaths equal, each long enough for you to make your sound vibrations. Om, Aim, Hrim, Shrim. As your breaths become more intentional, fuller and longer, you can continue to repeat the mantra as you shift your awareness from mind and breath outward to body. And begin with intentional movements, wiggling toes and fingers. And then open and close your hands and point and flex your feet. Let your wrists and ankles move. Then turn your head from side to side. Breathing in deeply, stretch and extend from toes to fingers and tail to crown. Your body moving and waking from its rest. And as you breathe out, bring your knees in to your chest and take your hands around the backs of your thighs and rest there on your back for a moment, letting the weight of your arms pull your legs downward towards your chest. And very carefully start to rock side to side. And feel free to continue to return to our mantra for today. Om, Aim, Hrim, Shrim, at any point when you feel you need it or when you start to get distracted and drift off into another place. Use it to return yourself right back here. Now come on into center and let your left foot release, but keep your right leg into your chest. And you can take your hands together if you like interlocking your fingers and pulling your right leg in nice and tight. So you're squeezing and compressing through your right leg joint. And just breathe there. Big inhales, long exhales. Take another in breath. And again. And now keeping your hands as they are, just start to stretch your leg, extending your leg upward, imagining that your leg would lengthen and your toes would end up on the earth over your right shoulder. That may not be the case today, so you're just going to effortfully lengthen your leg as best you can while keeping it tight into your chest. And so now you're shifting your focus. Now we're paying attention to movement of our bodies and trying to do so as intentionally as we repeated our mantra. And keep your right thigh close in. Maybe your hands move up to right calf, continuing to pull your thigh in close and trying to press your calf, your toes towards the earth. And then you can remain with hands on calf, or you can reach up and grab foot. And now your foot is being drawn towards over your shoulder. You're trying to make your leg long while keeping your thigh close into your chest and imagining as though your knee would rest upon your right shoulder as your toes come overhead. Keep breathing there. Take another. And again. And now, probably you have your left hand on the inside of your foot. We're going to take right hand to inner foot. And if you can, you're going to wrap right hand over the sole of your foot or around your inner calf or around your inner thigh, whatever you're able to access. And your left arm releases outward to the left with your palm up. And we slowly start to draw right leg outward to the right. So you can also use a strap if that feels good for you, but you can also just use your arms, your hands, your body parts here to hold on to each other. Left foot remains on the earth. Yes, left hip might lift a little bit in this pose. Keep your focus on your right thigh, staying close to your torso, and your right leg attempting to lengthen. And continue to breathe here. Lengthening through right leg, right arm, shoulders on the earth as you open here from inner thigh, pelvic floor, and then outward to knee to heel. Take another breath. And again. And another. And then as you breathe out, keeping your thigh in close to your chest, using your hand for a little help, come back to center. And then you can release your hand back down to your thigh, letting your knee bend, and let your right foot come to the earth. Arms spread out wide. Pause there for a moment. And now keeping feet on the ground, swing side to side. So with our focus on Om, Aim, Hrim, Shrim, with our focus upon these practices of clearing the space, of empowering ourselves, of shifting prana, and then of harmony, we're starting low in our bodies and just slowly maybe undoing, or if undoing isn't the right word, releasing anything that we gathered today. Come on into center with your feet and your knees, and then bring your left knee to your chest, and we'll do the same thing, hands coming behind left thigh, drawing it in toward your chest, and resting there, shoulders on the earth, drawing your leg in nice and tightly. Breathe deeply. And then keeping your leg in tight, start to extend left leg. Heel at first towards the sky, sole of foot towards the sky, and then imagining toes could land on the earth over your shoulder. Focusing on trying to create length through left leg, putting that effort in to extending. And then maybe you can move your hands up to your calf, pulling your leg back, trying to keep your thigh in close to your chest as you do so. And if it is accessible for you, then reaching up, hands to foot. And continue to keep your thigh close into your chest. You can always shift it out a little bit if you're feeling like it's coming too close and you're feeling like your breasts are being compressed. Lengthening your leg. Maybe you feel this in calf. Maybe you feel it in hamstring. Maybe it's somewhere else completely. And then keeping your leg as it is, you could bring your left hand, inner thigh, inner calf, or around the inside of your foot. And right arm releases to the right. And of course, again, you can use a strap here if a strap is available. And then left leg coming out to the left, opening your hip, stretching left leg out, intentionally opening. And notice if your right leg is doing anything. As my left leg opens, I can feel my right thigh engaging. So I can feel how the two sides of my body are so connected, so attached to each other. I'm trying to create space. I'm trying to create freedom here, openness. Keep your left thigh close in as you bring your left leg out to the left, and keep breathing here. Inhaling, exhaling. And then the next time you breathe out, bring your leg back in towards center. And bringing your hands to the back of your thigh, let your knee bend, and then place your left foot back down onto the earth. Your arms relax out to the sides. Give it a moment. Check in with front of hips, with inner thighs. Deep breaths in, long breaths out. So it was a great preparation now for us to set up into a happy baby pose. And so as you look at your legs, keep your thighs hip width distance as you draw them in towards your chest. Now, again, we'll take hands behind legs. Maybe you take each hand to its respective leg, or maybe you interlock your fingers and your forearms come around your legs. Whichever you choose, keep your legs hip width distance, keep your feet hip width distance as you draw them in. And be aware because there is going to be this triangle shape from knees to pelvic floor. So you have to look at your thighs, that line from thigh to knee. Most people think it's really wide, like it's out here at armpits or, outer shoulders. It's more in line with armpits. Now, keeping your hands on your thighs or your forearms on your thighs, start to stretch your legs. Trying again to get toes to touch the earth over shoulders, but instead, just working where as long as your legs are willing to get. Yes, your sacrum can lift off the earth as you hold this pose. Keep breathing. Take another. And again. Now bring your hands up onto calves, or maybe hands come up onto feet. And we're still looking for length here. We're still trying to keep thighs close in the chest. We're still trying to keep our legs hip width distance, and we're trying to stretch our feet towards overhead. But hey, maybe we don't get there. Maybe we just hang out, 3 feet from the floor with our toes. Take a couple more. Keep your legs close into your chest. And again. Then you're going to try pushing your sacrum back down to the earth. As you push your sacrum to the earth, probably you'll get a deeper stretch in the backs of your legs. And then we start to bend our knees, tucking our knees in towards our armpits so the soles of our feet are on the ceiling. And keep pressing your sacrum forward, downward onto the earth, imagining as though you're like my cat who lays on its back in the sun. You've got your feet up and you've got your tail lengthened behind you. Breathe deeply, knees coming in towards armpits, soles of feet on the ceiling. Take another breath. And again. Inhale. Exhale, and another. Exhaling. Inhale here. And then as you breathe out, release your hands, grab the backs of your legs again and let your knees bend so that your heels drop down towards your hips. And then gently release, let feet come to the earth and let arms go wide again. Maybe you feel that rush of prana. Maybe you can feel that movement of blood, of synovial fluid, and hopefully of life force moving through your hips, moving through that space where we compressed. As you remain here with your arms wide, swing your knees side to side, rocking left to right and massaging those areas we were just addressing. Giving yourself that little boost, that little bit of energetic movement for the end of the day. Now, the next time your knees rock over to the right, you'll roll all the way over with your legs, arms following, come to the side, and then use your hands for a little help so you can come up to sit. And once we're seated, we're going to take our blanket and create a seat with our blanket. I'm going to make a little bit taller of a seat than I usually do. So usually I just do a single fold. I'm doing a double fold today. We're going to need a block and we're going to need a strap. So you'll come to sit on your blanket. And then the block goes between your feet and your knees go out wide. Now, normally if we were doing Baddha Konasana, we'd bring our feet in super close, right? And we'd be kind of here. And now you can see like my knees are up in my armpits. So instead, we're going to go a little wider. We're going to get to a point where you feel like you can hold the block effectively between your feet, and have your knees relaxing rather than poking up towards you, towards your head. And then the strap is going to go, you can keep it as a loop if you want, or you can open the loop, which is what I'm going to do. And it's going to go underneath your ankles kind of around your toes and then around the block as well, but then inside. So hopefully this doesn't hurt your toes. It just kind of wraps around your toes and binds your toes to the block. I don't know if you could see how mine are there, but hopefully you got it. Okay. And so we'll begin here sitting upright. And if you want, you can wrap your hands in the straps so you don't have to work so hard. And we're reaching forward with our bellies and bending elbows backward. So now we're going from that knee into chest position to now knees wide, and we're folding into that gap. And so you've got your elbows nice and tight to your sides, your shoulders are drawing back, your sternum is moving forward. Notice this feeling of your elbows shooting back behind you. I always think of like a grasshopper, how its legs are bent way back behind it, giving it that ability to then spring. Keep sending your chest forward as you retain this posture. And then you have a couple choices. Your first choice is to reach a little bit further down the strap and to pull a little bit more with your hands closer to your ankles and your elbows moving back more. If you feel like you can access your ankles, you can release and grab hold on winding your hands underneath your ankles. And then ultimately we take the place of the strap with our hands, wrapping our hands around our feet and around the block so that our arms are underneath our legs and we're tilting forward. So funnily enough, in the first position, as we have our knees and our chest, we're actually opening up our pelvic floor, opening up our base chakra, opening up our grounding points. And then in this position with knees wide, we're actually closing off our roots, our grounding, and then kind of squeezing everything upward. So you can imagine that, hey, I opened everything up. I created this opportunity for there to be awareness of grounding, of earthiness, of rooting. And now we move things upward. We shift prana. Now we're going to keep our hands as they are, but instead of holding our feet, we're just going to release and have arms crawl out underneath knees. So we're heading towards a tortoise type position or an arm balance. If we were in a vinyasa practice, right? We'd be able to come into Tadibhasana. And then very gently, we start to let our legs walk away and spread out, going towards our tortoise. Turning your toes downward towards the earth, I guess is a good description there. And then upper body tilts. Now, if your block is in just the right spot, and if you have the mobility, your head drops onto the block. Mine's not. I don't have that mobility. So instead, I take my block, I cheat a little bit, I rotate it up, and then I'm going to let my head come down on the block as my legs extend. So I went up to highest height because I know where I'm at here in this pose. I know I need that little extra height as I fold. And we're going to breathe here. Legs extending. You can feel that movement. Your shoulders are being drawn towards the earth, right? So you have to put that effort in to moving your shoulders towards your spine, and you're imagining your legs would expand so much that you would be able to just release down onto the earth and fold forward. 2 more breaths. And again. Now, how do we get out of this? Well, you just slide one hand forward, slide the other forward, and then let your legs extend as you rise up into Upavishta Konasana, palms on the earth, long, tall spine. Sit up there, breathe in. Exhale, take another breath. And again. We can move our block out of the way. We can return our strap back to being connected so that later on when we want to use it, we don't get all frustrated because we unclipped it and now we have to clip it back together. I have to switch headsets real quick because this one's saying battery low. Okay, and then from this wide-legged seat, we're going to come off of our blanket and we're just going to shift it so that it is towards the head side of our mat, and we'll bring our legs together and then grab that block again and put the block between your calves. And then we're going to lay with our waist over the blanket and our legs stacked over the block. And ideally, your legs are shooting straight forward, heels in line with hips, and then arms extended from shoulders. And your legs are just kind of suspended there at about hip width distance. And then the blanket's under my waist. I can rest my head on the earth. We're going to stay there for a moment and then lift your top arm and twist and rotate. So we finish with this beautiful big open chest spiraling posture, and it's all upper body. So Om, I'm, Hreem, Shreem, right? Clear the space, empower yourself, move the prana, and then enter into harmony. And so we move from lower body to upper body into that final position of feeling prana rise up into chest, into head. Remember, our goal is to get to that point wherein our awareness rises, Kundalini rises, but not until we've cleared the way and we're prepared. Gaze can turn over left shoulder if you'd like, adding in the cervical rotation. And your attention now moves upward, chest, throat, up to brow. Keep. Now keeping your arms like this, just let your knees bend. Don't lose your block. It's a good little test on your ability to keep that block between your legs. And then bring your feet to the earth and rotate to center. Adjust so that your middle and low back, lower middle and lower back are over the blanket, and pause there for a moment. See a little spinal extension. We did a little bit of forward folding, a lot of compression in the hips. We create a little openness now to complement that. Now I have to adjust over to the right and then roll over to left side and extend legs straight out from hips, extend arms straight out from shoulders. And we still have that handy dandy block between our legs, keeping them hip width distance, and your head should be able to rest on the earth. And then we twist to the other side, right arm opening, twisting, turning, gaze over right shoulder. And again, imagining prana life force moving through your body, rising upward. Setting intention here to empower yourself to access harmony. Big inhales, long exhales. If you'd like, you can come back to so hum if it helps here. If you'd like, you can come back to Om Hreem. Om I'm Hreem Shreem. Using mantra and breath together to focus your mind, to train your mind. And then again, we want to keep this openness in our chest, so we bend our knees. And then bringing your feet back to the earth, adjusting so that your lower middle, and low back are over the blanket. I know that might be a little confusing, but basically lower thoracic and entirety of lumbar. Now, if you can reach the block, take it out from between. If not, you just let it fall and kick it out of the way, right? It's foam block, no big deal. Rest there for a few moments, extending your legs long and then taking your arms like a snow angel until they're overhead, beyond your head. Take a couple breaths there. Let your whole body open, lengthen, extend. And then keep your arms overhead. Just bend one knee at a time and swing left to right. Observe how that feels to have arms overhead and legs moving. Also observe, how does it feel through hips and legs, through low back and abdomen, through chest and shoulders? Has anything awoken that was asleep? Is there anything that's become irritated or released? And then snow angel your arms out to the side as you continue to rock left and right. Come on into center with feet on the earth. We'll use our belly muscles for just a moment. Squeeze them in, lift hips and low back. Take the blanket out, toss it off to the side, and then come all the way down onto your back and rest there for a few moments. Inhale, exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale, and then returning to where we began as you breathe out, bringing your knees into your chest. Take your hands around the backs of your thighs and then rock gently left to right. Massaging low back, kidneys. And then you have a couple of choices for your corpse pose. You can come back into the same position you chose for Nidra, or you can bring your blanket back. It hopefully is still folded unless you tossed it off. And you can bring it underneath your hips. So right under sacrum and then extending. So just a little bit of a lift to give you a little bit of low back traction, a little bit of release here. You can also do a cannoli roll if that's your favorite. Feel free to go into cannoli and choosing that version. And then getting cozy again, because we want to revisit that Yoga Nidra experience we had. So as you relax in this final posture of our practice, trying to return to that same mindful state and physically relaxed state that we established at the beginning. So taking a few moments, getting yourself settled in. And as you relax into your corpse, return your awareness once again to your so hum breath. Once more, remembering to make your so's short and your hums long. So listening again for so hum, so hum. Feel free to then transition from so hum to om, I'm, hrim, shrim. As you inhale, om, I'm, hrim, shrim. As you exhale, om, I'm, hrim, shrim. Naturally, your breath will move into its own relaxed rhythm, and your mind continues to focus upon that vibration, those sound vibrations. If you haven't already, take your arms and cross them over your chest, putting hands on opposite shoulders, lifting elbows, and then opening arms wide, backs of hands on the earth. And begin again to let your body relax. Toes and feet, ankles and shins, knees and thighs. Relax. Pelvic floor and gluteals, abdomen and sacrum, belly and low back, chest and shoulder blades relax, shoulders and upper arms, elbows and forearms, wrists, hands, fingers relax, neck, jaw, cheeks, brow. And your mind continues to focus upon Om Aim Hrim Shrim. And intentionally, as you rest here, you bring focus to clearing the space, feeling empowered, directing your intentions, and returning to harmony. Shifting your focus from mantra to breath. Begin again to fill and empty as fully and completely as you can. This time lengthening your inhales and extending your exhales. And as you breathe, hearing and feeling the movement of breath, of prana through your body. And again, intentionally beginning to move, wiggling fingers and toes, hands and feet, ankles and wrists, head and neck. When you're ready, stretch. Stretch from toes to fingers, from tail to crown. And then draw into center. And as you do so, pause to honor within yourself your own divinity, your own peace, your own contentment. And rolling to your right, your hands become a pillow for your head. And as you lay there, shedding that which does not serve you, ignorance, impurities, and distractions. And gently rising, use your hands for a little help. Come on up to a seated position. Cross legs and palms touch. Hands lift and thumbs point to center of chest. We create our attitude of offering, Anjali Mudra. And we honor within ourselves peace. Om Shanti. And recognize within others peace. Om Shanti. And cultivate throughout the multiverse peace, Om Shanti. And as always, I thank you for the honor of sharing the practice and the mirrors provided as we do so. Namaste.